College student governments are not something I usually care about. I've covered Iowa politics from college towns long enough to know what it looks like when powerful people use students as props. And right now, over in Ames, there's something happening that I think shows what corruption we're willing to deal with in our civic lives. Hear me out. Iowa State Student Body President Colby Brandt was paid as a recruiter for Campus Victory Project, a nonprofit funded by Turning Point USA, the far-right advocacy group founded by the late Charlie Kirk. During a recent student government debate, it came out that Campus Victory Project made Brandt sign a non-disclosure agreement. One candidate, Nolan Clemsrud, confirmed Brandt recruited him to go on an all-expense-paid junket to Phoenix.
What I observed was disturbing. It appears that Campus Victory Project functions like a political machine, treating student government like a training ground and a think tank for supporting partisan student legislation.
Brandt's peers voted to impeach him from student government, citing this obviously compromised relationship with a dark money-funded advocacy group. And because student government is quasi-governmental, more akin to a workplace union than a real democratically elected body, I wasn't surprised when the Student Supreme Court came back citing a conversation with the university lawyer saying they were reversing the impeachment. That lawyer works underneath the Iowa Board of Regents, a board selected from a long list of major donors to Republican causes in the state. This is how power works. They get their people on top so they can protect the people doing work underneath. The Student Supreme Court cited political pressure in their decision to reverse the impeachment. My question, though, is pressure from which direction? And let's remember what Turning Point USA built its brand on. Their professor watch list, their campus free speech crusades, their whole identity is premised on exposing hidden outside forces corrupting young minds on campus. And here they are, the hidden outside force pulling all the strings. Now let's talk about the adults in the room. Iowa GOP Chair Jeff Kaufman called the impeachment a punishment for Brandt's political beliefs. Republican Iowa governor candidate Adam Steen called it, quote, utter insanity. But here's what I want you to sit with. If an out-of-state group was secretly funneling money to Adam Steen, flying him on all expenses paid retreats, making him sign an NDA about his participation, keeping him on their payroll while he held office, Kaufman would be calling for an investigation. They'd call it exactly what it is, corruption. But run it through the culture war machine and suddenly the dark money guy is the victim and the elected body that tried to hold him accountable, they're the real threat to freedom. Do you see how this works? I want to be clear about something. Conservative students like Nolan, they deserve representation too. But what this arrangement with Turning Point USA actually did was cheat them, replacing their voice with a paid operative who was signing away what he could and could not talk about. These two aren't defending principles. They're protecting a pipeline, and they just told you exactly what kind of influence they're comfortable with. It reminded me of something I heard said once. When you deliberately distort and selectively present the truth, you lie. We are Charlie! For Iowa Starting Line, I'm Zachary Oren Smith. Thanks for watching.